What if the King James translators made up words? What if I told you that one of the main criticisms of the King James Bible, that its translators made up words, is actually evidence of how careful they were? Here's the truth. Every language has words that don't translate perfectly into another. Hebrew and Greek are rich languages with meanings that don't always have a one-to-one English word. So what did the King James translators do? They didn't cut corners. They built English up to match the Bible's depth. Sometimes that meant borrowing a word from Latin or French. Sometimes it meant forming a new English word that has now become normal in our language. Far from being sloppy, they expanded English so God's word could be faithfully expressed. And remember, English itself was still being shaped. Before the printing press, our alphabet wasn't 26 letters, it was closer to 29 or 30. We had extra characters like thorn, thr, for the thu sound, eth, d, yo, y, win, w, and the long s that looked like an F. But when the press came to England in the late 1400s, printers standardized things to the Latin alphabet. That's why we ended up with the 26 letters we know today. The King James Bible came right in that window of history, when English letters and spelling were being fixed. That's why the KJV has such a strong influence on modern English. It literally helped form the language. So did the translators make up words? No. They faithfully chose the best words possible, and in doing so, they gave us an English Bible that not only preserved God's word, but also shaped the English language itself. The next time you hear someone criticize that, just remember, translation always requires wisdom, but in God's providence, the KJV translators gave us a work that still stands strong over 400 years later.